Yes, guys, Ryjack back with another video. Today, we're looking at City Newcastle, the big W at the weekend for Man City, 2-1 over Newcastle. Very massively important 3 points, of course. And thank you guys for tuning into the live watch along as well as getting me, the channel, over 1K subs. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support we've been getting. The channel is still relatively new. It's about a year we've been doing this, and we've hit 1K subs. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Keep pushing towards a new goal of, I guess, 1.1K. That's what we're going for. Anyway, let's discuss this game because it's massively important, obviously. It was quite the first half. All the goals in the first half. Once again, another semi-tale of two halves for Man City, which is something that is, you could say, concerning. You could say that, but I think, honestly, this is more of a professional job, this second half. Rather than City were poor, it was more of, let's let Newcastle have the ball a bit. I want to show you the stats here from the first half. 62% possession for City in the first half. Second half, completely flipped. 48% possession in the second half. And I don't think that was an accident. I don't think City just sat back willy-nilly. I think that was a clear tactic from Pep. Sit back a bit more and relax a bit in this second half. Make Newcastle do something. They wanted to avoid counter-attacks. And honestly, it seemingly, to me, it worked. Newcastle did not create much at all in the second half. An XG of just 0.3, 7 shots, only 2 on target, no big chances at all in the game. So, to me, the first half, you play very well. Overall, you play very well. Second half, you change up what you're doing a bit, and it ends up working quite considerably. First half was quite the long ball fest. Donnarumma went long the whole game, really. And Marmoush, Haaland did a very good job in general of holding up play. It was Newcastle pushing up, and it was really long ball to Marmoush and Haaland versus Thiaw and Burn. And a lot of times it was Haaland and Burn where the ball was going. And you got to give credit to Haaland. He did not score yesterday, but he did a great job fighting Dan Burn. And the players talked about it in their post-game interviews. What an effort from Haaland. And this is what we've been missing from him. Yes, he did not score. However, there was questions about the effort for Erling Haaland, and yesterday he was at it. He was at the races. He showed that he cared. Full time, he was on the ground, face planted, gassed because he gave so much effort. So that's what you want to see. Individual performances wise, and then we can also talk, of course, about Nico O'Reilly with the two massive goals here. Individual performances wise, Donnarumma makes a massive save at the end of the game once again, reminiscent of the Liverpool save. It's huge save. Do all keepers make the save? I don't know. Donnarumma clearly comes up big time in big moments, to me, at least this season. I know there's questions about how is he on set pieces, and he did let in a goal on a set piece today, which was offside and didn't count. Dan Burn scores, and Donnarumma is nowhere near it. He definitely has room to improve on that area. But saving the ball, it's so clear to me that he is fantastic at saves. And that is so valuable. And it's a trade-off that Pep has decided to make, where we're going with the shot stopper over the ball distributor. That's the Pep decision. And I know people are out there saying Trafford is better, but to me, it's Donnarumma. He is fantastic. He was only 4 of 18 on the long balls, but 18 long balls is quite a bit. It wasn't super successful, but that was clearly the plan, was long ball like crazy. 19 of 33 passes. He's not a great passer of the ball, but he 100% prevented that goal in right here in the second half. 90th minute right here. Great save. The goal that goes in is deflected. I don't think any keeper gets to it. He's unsighted, and I feel like I can't blame him, really. The only questionable moment was on the offsides goal, which, well done, Ruben Diaz, shoving Dan Burn offsides. And I guess that's not a foul, but Dan Burn even said after the game he does that as well. So well done, Ruben Diaz there. He was subbed off at halftime, brought on Husanov, who for his 45 minutes was outstanding. Husanov was great. He was flying into challenges as he typically does, and it was great. I know people were upset with Diaz on the yellow card. He got semi-spun and beat for pace and brings down, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Anthony Gordon. Maybe it was Willock. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But the high line, I know people always comment that. They say, Ruben Diaz, this high line. Ruben Diaz has played for City for time now, and he's always had a high line. So I don't buy that that's actually an issue. Husanov coming in, though, was outstanding for what it's worth. Nunez, I thought, was pretty good as well, as he typically has been this season. He gets forward in this formation. The fullbacks are really the wingers. Aït-Nouri, Nunez, both I thought were really good this game. Aït-Nouri is always a threat going forward. Again, he has a one-on-one to seal a game. At some point, I'm hoping he will actually convert one of those. He took too long and, again, didn't find Haaland. He's got to either score or pass. He's got to figure something out there, Aït-Nouri, in his one-on-ones, but getting forward, he's got pace. Very good defensively as well, Aït-Nouri was today. Gay, again, outstanding. Nothing to complain about. So composed. Brought the ball forward from the back. He was great. Gay was great. Back four, in general, I thought was very, very good. Then you move into this midfield semi-diamond that we're running. And it's kind of a diamond, but Bernardo is just all over the place. He's not really an attacking mid like it looks like in this picture here. He is dropping all the way deep to get the ball from Donnarumma. He'll be out on the right. He'll be out on his heat map is probably the whole field. He has essentially a free roll to go wherever is needed. Rodri, very, very good game. I was impressed with him. 8.5 is a very nice score for Rodri. I think he was on it today. One of his better games for sure. Defensively, he was on it. 5 tackles, 4 clearances, 6 recoveries. I mean, that's very good. 10 out of 11 ground duels, both his aerial duels. No fouls committed. Rodri was on it today, without a doubt. Bernardo, once again, decent performance. Very, very good. No goals, no assists, but the guy just works so hard and is everywhere. He's everywhere. Gets a yellow. May be lucky to not get a second yellow. There was some discussion of that with that challenge on Dan Burn. I don't know. I felt like it's probably not a second yellow, but I've seen that given, I guess. So I don't know. I don't think, like many people have argued, it was a bang-on second yellow without a doubt. It was close. It was close. But we've seen a lot of times over the season, these refs are not great at their job. So I don't think you read anything into it other than the refs are just not very good. They're just not very good at refereeing, which is a shame because the Premier League should be the best league in the world and have the best referees in the world, and they just don't. They just don't. The refs are, in general, pretty poor. So, I don't know. There could have been a second yellow for Joelinton. There should have been a second yellow for Dan Burn. So, in the whole, I think it evens it out with the poor refereeing in general. Semenyo, defensively, very, very good yesterday. Wasn't great offensively. Did drive. He just flows through the midfield with the ball. He's so strong, so powerful. Very impressive in terms of everything minus his final output. He had a couple of opportunities where he could have scored, maybe should have scored. But in the other 2/3 of the field, I thought it was really good. Just not finishing today, unfortunately. Created 2 chances. Probably should have scored one of them, I would think. There was another opportunity he had where he probably should have passed and chose to take the shot, which, again, I'm okay with certain players being a little bit selfish. Which brings me to Marmoush. Marmoush is there to score goals. He just is. He is an see goal shoot type of player, and that's fine. He had a nice shot from outside the box that almost went in. He had another opportunity where he shot, probably should have passed, but that's kind of Marmoush's game. He is there to score. He's not much of a finder of others, to say it in a way, but he did, for his credit, do extremely well on his assist, where he carried the ball all the way from roughly the halfway line to about here to lay it off for Nico O'Reilly to score. Really, really impressive from Marmoush. His best assist probably since coming to City. Honestly, it was a good game from Marmoush. I thought Marmoush deserved to stay on the pitch more than Semenyo did, but I guess Semenyo's defensive work rate, maybe there's a case that Pep made the right call because Marmoush doesn't really offer that defensive effort that Semenyo does and the physicality. Semenyo's just so physical. Haaland we already talked about, had a very good game, had a great assist to Nico O'Reilly, hold up play, didn't score, but Haaland was on it. He was on it. Pep said it. The players said it. He was one of the best players on the pitch, even without the goal. But it does bring me to Nico O'Reilly. Obviously, he's going to get man of the match with 2 goals. Great goals as well. One was just from outside the box, maybe just inside, and it is a near post, just thunderbolt. Great, great finish. XG of only 0.1. What a finish. I mean, I was extremely, extremely impressed with Nico O'Reilly. Again, he's a midfielder now, not really playing left back anymore. Nori has seemingly taken that spot, and O'Reilly is a solid contributor in the midfield. I did not think really at any point that he would move to midfield. I didn't think he had it in him, but maybe that's just me over judging him a bit. He is fantastic in the midfield, and I think he should be a shoe-in to this World Cup squad for England. Whether he plays in midfield or left back, I don't know. England has such a high amount of quality in midfield that it might be tough for him to make the midfield spot here, but he's got to be in the squad for the versatility. Second goal is a header. He absolutely dunks on Trippier. Again, that's just not going to be a contest. Trippier is what, 5'9", 5'10". O'Reilly's 6'5", 6'4". So he's just a massive guy who is basically in a one-on-one with someone who's half a foot shorter than him. He always is going to win that header, and it is a great header. Scoring 2 goals. Could have had a third, potentially. Was an offside ruling that I think would have been checked by VAR had O'Reilly scored, but he just put it wide. So really, it's a great game from Nico O'Reilly. He continues to stack very, very good games, and I can't complain. I cannot complain. The Arsenal game has finished. If you look at the table, they take the W over Spurs, who are absolutely awful. Unfortunately, couldn't do us a solid there, but it is back to 5. 5 points with a game in hand for City. Leeds next, a big one for Arsenal. It is going to be Chelsea. You never know what you're going to get with Chelsea. Maybe they do us a favor, maybe not. But at this point, with 11 games remaining, all City have to do is win out, which sounds crazy. Pep even said it himself. He doesn't think we will win out all of our games. And I don't think that's an easy thing to say. I don't think we can say this City team will just win out and we'll win the title. I would imagine we drop points somewhere. But I also think Arsenal drop points somewhere. So a lot to play for without a doubt as the season winds down. But, we're not even in March yet. We still have all of March, all of April, and then May to go with this title race. Should be very fun. This Leeds game upcoming this weekend is probably the most difficult game up until the Carabao Cup final. If it's at Leeds, at Ellen Road, Leeds are playing well, tough ground to go to. Forest at home, you would expect a win there. FA Cup, then you go to West Ham, they're awful. Then you have Palace, they're awful. So this right here, to me, is the most difficult fixture before we play Arsenal for the first time. Got to be a win, and we just continue to put the pressure on them and see what we can do. See if we can stay in this title race and just keep winning games. That is what's important for now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, of course. Like I said, 1,000 subs on the channel. Thank you guys so much for that. Obviously, I really, really appreciate it. The Discord community, shout out to you guys. Appreciate your support as well. If you're interested in the Discord, the link is in the bio. As always, hit the likes for me. Comment your thoughts. I'll respond to all the comments as I always do. And subscribe if you're new as we push for a new goal of 1.1K. City win. City looking good. And I'm happy. Title race is totally back on. And it's fun. It's going to be a fun one. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.